Hello, everyone. This is Raj, Doctor of Physical Therapy, and I'm the founder of Senior Citizen Wellbeing Group. Thanks for joining us today. Today is the topic is October is a physical therapy month, so we are going to talk about how a physical therapist or physical therapy services can help individuals, patients, or even if you're not a patient and you're listening to a physical therapist talk about how we can influence your day-to-day routine to motivate you to progress you from one stage to the next level by working with a physical therapist, how you can benefit. um, so to talk about the discipline, daily routine, and how maintaining healthy habits and how to develop healthy habits, all these are going to, Dr. Ryan Perron is going to talk about all these topics, and I will invite him. Hey, Ryan,
Hey, hello, Raj.
how are you doing
Happy
this morning?
Physical Therapy Month.
Yeah, happy Physical Therapy Month. And yeah, please go ahead and take over and talk about the Physical Therapy Month and how we can influence,
Yeah,
people.
yeah, you bet. As a physical therapist over the years, through some experiences, have witnessed and seen some things that help and some things that don't help. But overall, as a physical therapist, we're looking at strengthening and helping to improve the whole body. And we know that the body is made up of many systems, such as the cardiac system, pulmonary system, skeletal system, muscular system. And so we're really trying to help the whole system work together as a whole. And so each exercise we do is really aimed and targeted at a specific system. And wherever that deficit is, we're looking for it and to help in the body to overcome that. And what I have noticed over the years, though, it's kind of a side thing that not really directly related to physical therapy, but just in life in general, is that I have noticed that people who discipline themselves in such a small way, like just getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning and or whatever time they do get up, that they're not letting their body just let them sleep in because they don't have any responsibilities or things like that and just kind of do whatever they want to do. I find that those that have that discipline to get up in the mornings, um, particularly around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, that they seem to do much better. They recover better. They take better ownership on their home exercises, and they do bounce back better. But it's not just at that moment, it's just a habit that they've had for years and they continue to stick with it. And that's just a key thing that I find that when I'm talking with the patient and getting a history from them, that's one of the things I'd like to find out because that gives me a good idea of how well the prognosis will be, how well they'll recover. And that's just a side thing that I've noticed that's really helped out with the physical therapy and the patients in general. So it's one thing I encourage them and hope that if they haven't got that or maybe they've lost that, that through physical therapy we can get that back too. Just that sense of ownership and better control of the situation by having that just little bit of discipline.
Yeah, great. Thank you. And the those are really great points. Healthy habits, healthy habits, developing the especially for senior citizens, at that age, people think we can't learn new things. A lot of
Mhm.
people, it's a very misconception that we can't learn, but the research shows that anyone can continue to learn. There's new cell growth in the brain. Brain produces new connections maybe is the right term to say, may not be new cells, but new connections. If there is a dead cell, the cells next to the dead cells can communicate to replace the work of the dead cell. So it's
Hmm.
called neuroplasticity. So that's
Yeah.
how
Hmm.
the brain can still learn as we age. Our cells in all of our body, like all over our body, musculoskeletal, cardiac, or
Hmm.
cardiac muscle is different. So it
Yeah.
doesn't
Hmm.
die, but the brain cells,
Yeah.
musculoskeletal cells, they keep dying, but there will be a little bit regeneration, and you can still learn. Even I have clients that are 90, 100 years old, and still they're very curious. They want to learn. Those are the people,
Yeah.
if you have the open mind, like I'm able to learn, I want to learn. If you have that curiosity, you
Yeah.
will keep learning
Hmm.
over, it may take longer than a teenager, but you can still learn. And you don't have to learn a skill to be a professional. You can learn to do your daily activities in a better way, how to make yourself happy. Um, you know if your if your mind is engaged on some activity, you will be much more, you will have a good quality of life, rather than when you're idle. There's a saying, idle man's brain is the devil's workshop, I think, right?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Something like
Hmm.
that. So you shouldn't be sitting idle, and you should be start learning new things. It be it a painting, be it learning to sew, crochet, or any activity that you don't know, you can start learning. That will help you not not only improve your brain capacity and cognition. You
Hmm.
maintain your cognitive status, and also it's a habit you develop over a long period of time.
Yep. Yep.
So that will help you with other activities, making new friends, possibly making physical therapy, like how this is all related to physical therapy is, I'm just
Hmm.
talking about the daily routine, developing a new
Yes.
skill for your improvement, but you can include this for exercise, how
Hmm.
to maintain your body. Like, once, as you said, Ryan, it's the habit of doing it every day. So if you start including exercise into your daily routine, like stretches, strength training, cardio, cardiac exercise, which is cardio is, you can be in a class, or you can be on a recumbent bike, you can be
Hmm.
on, um,
Yeah.
is- just brisk walking can be better than just walking, you know
Right.
based
Yeah.
on your age and your limitations. You
Hmm.
have to work with a physical therapist to figure out what's your ideal for your situation. So
Yeah. I was thinking too, as you were talking about all that too. The doing something different, is a challenge, and so sometimes we don't. We're done. We have enough challenges in our lives. Why do we want another challenge? But I think it's something to look at from a perspective of this kind of a challenge. The consequences of it is good. You know what I mean? And
right,
and so it's to change one's perspective to embrace that challenge, and then we don't want to embrace it so much that we in the intensity of that challenge we bite off more than we can chew. So
right,
like with the cardiac program, let's choose a challenge that we know we can feel, but it's not overwhelming. And when we can feel it, that triggers the body to say, hey, I need to adapt to this. I need to work on this. And it does it in such a way we don't feel so overwhelmed. And so, like when we're learning things, let's not bite off more than we can chew. I think it's just keeping it simple and when it's simple enough that you can do it over and over, and then it becomes easier, then you take another challenge. You know what I mean? It's just a step
That's
by step
exactly right.
process. And
Yeah.
then now you find you got a habit, you're doing a good thing. So, like I was mentioning earlier about waking up. Hey, if waking up at 6 in the morning is too hard, okay, we'll make it seven then or something. You know what I mean? I
Right.
think it's about taking ownership, controlling the situation, and you're doing something about it. So,
Right. So yeah, and also you mentioned this in your when you were mentioning about discipline and recovery.
hmm
Those who maintain discipline recovers faster,
hmm
and that's true. And even if we think about, I mean, my personal experience is I faced so many different challenges. I feel I feel suffocated. I feel like overwhelming when I
hmm
first face the challenge. But
yeah,
once I start working at it, a little bit at a time, not too much, as you were saying, not bigger bites. Um, just as I start working on it, I start getting engaged with the activity. I start not thinking overwhelmed.
hmm
I think openly and start, liking it. Once I start liking it, I kind of do more work and finish
right,
the project, which makes me happy. Same thing, exercise. A lot of people don't do exercise on a daily basis
hmm
because they feel like I'm retired. I don't have to do much. Why should I exercise? So I think I want to promote exercise. Don't think of it as an exercise. Think of it as a routine
hmm
which keeps you healthy longer. If you start thinking like this is an exercise, you won't do it because no, who wants to really exercise?
yeah.
Our mind says, whenever it says exercise, it's like, oh, okay, it's not for me.
hmm
It's-
Right. And I think, the body, I tell them, is in a constant state of adaptation. It's
right.
always going to adapt to what you're doing and where you're at. And I don't know if you
Exactly.
remember at school when they talked about the astronauts back in the 60s that went to space.
Hmm.
And, to be an astronaut, you got to be in good shape. You know what I mean? And
Right.
when they got back, they found they had bone density loss because
Right.
there was no gravity. And so I mean, the body was adapting to the environment that it was in,
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
so I think if we're tired and not doing anything, well, guess what? That's what your body's going to adapt to do nothing, and
Right.
give it some time, and it will. And
Use
then
it or
you
lose it.
yeah.
Yeah. So you have to work on daily routine. Daily routine includes, you can do Tai Chi, yoga, or any simple exercise programs. It doesn't have to be jogging or going for marathons or anything. It can be a daily, as simple as uh, uh, just starting with some simple joint movements, wrist, elbow, just do this 15 to 30 times and do this 15 to 30 times. So make shoulders circles 15 to 30 times, go backwards. These are, most people know these simple movements. They're natural full movements, and if you focus on each joint and finish all the movements of your joints, that's a good routine every morning. That's a good start, start of the day. And you can include strength training and cardio once every other day. You don't have to do it every day. You can do 3 times a week of strength training and cardio, and they don't have to be like 30 minutes to start with. You can start with 5 minutes or whatever you can tolerate on recumbent bike or treadmill, and gradually increase it to 30 minutes a day cardio, um, I mean, if you wish to. So that's I think if you start working on those things, like s- not considering it as an exercise and consider it is your daily routine. Um, and I want to mention this, Ryan. It's not a religious thing, but um, this is my experience. I'm not really bringing any religion into this, but in India, there are yogis and rishis. Their daily routine, I was looking into what they were doing, and they had exercise. They're waking up early in the morning, like 4 5 o'clock. They take a they finish their daily routine, and they do sun salutations, where they're going through a routine of stretches. So I will do a video later, and explain what is sun salutation. Maybe that will help people motivate, because sun salutations, you cover pretty much all the joints. You're stretching whole body. Only thing I notice in sun salutation doesn't have is lateral stretches. So it's only front and back, but not lateral. That's lacking in sun salutations. But if you adapt a sun salutation routine into your daily routine, um, that will I see a lot of people can avoid or delay so many things from happening. You're slowing down the aging process. Your your muscles are going to be, muscle will maintain tone. You will maintain strength. You will maintain bone density, as you were saying, bone density, because you're loading your all joints. You have to put weight on your bones to maintain the strength. So so the daily routine can be, I mean, you have to have a daily routine of physical fitness. As we were talking about, it can be just range of motion exercises, shoulders and elbows, wrists, all the joints, and every other day, strength and cardio training. So, um, those are the main things that we are going to talk today. And I think, Ryan, your voice is muted. Your speaker, mic is muted. Probably, I can't hear you. Um, yeah. So that's okay. Thank you very much, Ryan, for joining me today, and thank you everyone for watching these videos and liking, commenting. So please share your thoughts and comment where you are watching from, and um, give us some feedback of how we can improve. We are trying to learn more and bring more useful content to you. So please continue to like and comment, share these videos if you feel they're useful. Thank you very much.